Right, I have done a bit of a sketch, right, and I've potted. You can hardly, probably can't even see it at all, but in this sky I've potted a tiny bit of cream and civilian blue, tiny little bit. I don't know if you can even see it or not, but it's there. And I let it dry. I thought, for the sake of popping that in, I might as well whack it in before even starting it. Right, so now, really watery mix. Call me in about war with a big mountain thing. Nice watery mix. And just keep the paint flowing. Comes across there, probably into there. I can go through that, don't matter. Oh, it comes back up there, right across. Just move that back up. Right across there. Across there like that. There. I think just dip into water, I think, and just keep my paint flowing. There, that'll do me. That's it. And then, so do I need? I think I might need a couple of slightly stronger bits in. There's something in there. Light sitting, something about there. Some bits down here like this where it lights hitting. That's it. There, something like that. And then into that, like a tiny bit of Payne's Grey, just to get me dark shadows. In fact, there's some burnt umber in that as well. It will muck out bottom of my palette, and I can just tell there's some burnt umber in there. I can tell straight away. I can tell. Dab more. Some bits in there. Just little bits plopped around of this Payne's Grey colour. A few bits up there as well like that. I think that's about it. Now, all I'm going to do, dry my brush off. In fact, I'll wash my brush, dry it off, get all them puddles out for a start. Soak all them out. Yeah. That's it. I think I'll just dab this base with my brush and just mist it a bit. In fact, let's do it with a dry cloth. I can have some mist at the bottom, and it'll give me hopefully some dry paper to paint straight up against. Mainly on that side for now. There. I don't know how to mess about drying. So a sip of coffee. Right, I need a really pale green now. I'll go for the lighter tone of green first, and then I'll come back in. In fact, that's not bad green in there. So I'll go for a nice light tone of green first, then I'll come back in with some dark layers later when it's dried a bit. So that's just in there like that. I can go over that bit, so that's going to be darker, so it not matter. Over there. Same again on here, I can go over that bit. So that bit's so fat. Let's just go over all of that bit to, yeah, just come over there, all of that. That'll do. It's not going to matter, you see. Same again, I can come over there, all of that. It's not going to matter. There. Right, I think I am going to need slightly darker than that, so I mix up a slightly darker colour, just slightly more pink basically. Quite a dull sort of looking green. It's a realistic looking green. lot of water on my palette. On my brush. Can I speak? Like I say, I'll go up through there again. No matter, I can come into there. Not matter either. There. And the bottom bits where it's all puddling up, I'll just mist out. Perfect. Oh yeah, that's really good. Right, so I just need that to dry now, so I need some more coffee. In here, there's some really highlighted bits, so what I'll do is let's get a nice really bright green and just whap them in with that. That'll give me my nice highlights in there, ready for later when I put them in. Yeah, lovely jubbly, and then that can go into there like that. Following my contours, look, see how I'm following my contours. I'm leaving little white gaps as well, but I'm following my contours. I'll go into a bit of this cream colour there. Looks nice. And back. Oh, I've got a bit of wind back into that green. Just to vary it a bit, innit? There, nice. And then dab a bit of water on this background. Same again back here. Nice bit of green. Nice bit of cream. Looks like there's some bushes back there and all. I'll get them in with a bright colour in a minute. So this will just be all I'll end up doing here. I'll get some of this bright colour. It's building up some layers. Yeah. Some of them bushes back there. Look. Some of them in that bright yellow. There, I'll just end up building up some layers as I keep coming across into this stuff. So what we've got now, that's not looking bad, is it? So that needs some dark low lights in it now. This probably needs some more highlights in it. So tell you what, no, change my mind. I'll go for the low lights first. Right, put some low lights in that one. So I want to mix it up a nice low light green. It's still damp, it'll probably give me some pretty decent soft edges. So I'll mix some yellow and blue for a green, put in some Bontumber and some Payne's Grey, some really low light green. I think I'm going to need a lot of water. Let's try that. That's nice. Just a few bits like that. Then I think wash my brush off. I'm thinking maybe it's even dry my brush perhaps. No, let's leave it damp. More of a watercolour effect if it's damp. And just soften them around a little bit. So we're leaving some gaps for the original stuff. And some softened rounds. But them bits around some of them bushes there, into there. You know, that don't look bad at all to me like that. It's a tiny bit strong in places. So all I'll do to sort that out is just get my dabber. It just dabs it back a little bit, look. Stops it being too strong. Softening it a bit, look. Oh, look at that, it's giving it that misty back effect. Look at that, perfect. Right, I'll do the same here, but remembering this one now is a bit closer. So I think what I'll do is mix up another light colour to go on there now. Another light colour. some more light paint up. This is slightly brighter than before because it's slightly closer. I think what I'll do, something about like that. That's it. Up the top. You know what? I might give that a dab and let that dry. I tell you what, all this where it's seeping in here, why not use that? Use that in here for another layer. This is about dried already. And in here, look. Just another layer, look. Sand. That's what I want, a few layers in here anyway, so may as well use that colour what's dripping down. And then another layer. There we are. Right. Shall I just leave that? It will dry. I'm trying to take some of the puddles out. I want this back bit to dry quite faint. There, I'll leave it like that. When that's dried, pop my dark layer in, I think. What do I need it in now? While it's damp, I tell you what, I've changed my mind again. I'm going to pop it in now while it's damp. Tiny bit of paint on my brush. This is my darker layers. Oh, that's perfect. It's not running too much, not running too little. Just giving me the impression of some dark trees, but a bit closer than Nevans. Again, a dabber, just to soften them off a little bit. Soften them back a bit. There. Lovely. Maybe it's a tiny bit more. This colour's a little bit lighter. Pop a tiny bit more of that one in as well. There. Same again. Dabber. Do I need my dabber? No, let's leave that now. Right. Now we've got these down here. Got pine trees. They look pretty dark. Right. I think I'm going to use edge of my brush like that to get my pine tree shapes. And then there's some bushes going up there. Yeah, right. So I'll get a nice dark colour, quite a watery paint. I'll just use the tip of my brush like that. Test it down here first if you want, because what's happening down here you're going to be going over. So, and then move it up. When you've got your right shape chiseled on the edge of your brush, you can then move it up like that. Look, oh wow, look at that, beautiful. If you're running out of paint, just test your chisel on that side, and that's it, that's nice. Move it up again. Look at this in a minute. Sort of seems to come down to about there, and then seems to sort of stop the pine trees. I'll get out a dab because that bit's gone stronger than other bits. That's better. Right. Looking at that. Yeah, quite like that. I'm going to go slightly darker. That'll go back in. Like that, look. Oh, that's nice. Just dotting about. I'm still getting that pine tree effect. Both sides of me. Keep some of this paint moving, I think. It's dead enjoyable doing this. Ah, oh, yes. Low lights. These are the nice low lights. My mum said I've got to tidy my room in a bit. I need that like I need an hole in the head. I'm too creative, I ain't got time to be tidying my room. I'm too busy thinking of important stuff to be tidying a room. What important stuff to think about. I was thinking other day, right, chickens. A lot of people like chicken legs, yeah? Why don't they make chickens with more legs. It would make a lot more sense if you could evolve a chicken. So, like, say if you get one chicken what's got 3 legs, and all you do is you then breed that with another chicken what's got 3 legs, and eventually, before you know it, all chickens has got 3 legs, and you've got a nice new breed of chickens with 3 legs. What everybody likes a chicken leg, don't they? Having said that, I know a lot of people who aren't keen on legs, and they just like their chicken breast. So why not breed some chickens? Have some chickens, yeah, with extra legs, but have some chickens with extra breast. That way, them people what likes the chicken breast, they're not getting left out. You can't leave people out in today's modern society. So breed some chickens with an extra breast. It's a no-brainer, really. I was just thinking about farming, you see, and this is why I ain't got time, because I'm thinking about creative stuff. This is why I haven't really got time to be messing about cleaning and tidying my room, you see. I ain't got time because my creative juices are flowing, you see. So I ain't got time to mess about cleaning my room and that. Right, let's have a sip of this coffee. When I get into power and I become Prime Minister, I think I'll have a word with farmers and say, look, we need to get some new ideas for chickens. When I get into power, I'm going to bring the price of beer down, for definite. Because, well, I don't know why nobody's fought on it, right? You know, if you want to get into power, just bring the price of beer down. You're definitely going to get a lot of votes. Got mine. If you just do that one thing, I'll be very, very happy. Pop a few down here and all. Oh, these ones probably be bigger down here. Having said that, I think might need. Oh no, let's make them a bit bigger. I'll try and do that way and we'll make them a bit bigger down there. Oh yes, that looks nice. They'll fade back anyway. I'm going to fade these ones out. I think. Some. Let's see. Onto this bit. There. There we are. Get some free beer. Free beer. That's what I'm going to do when I get into power. Free beer. Vote for Bertie D. Free beer. The free beer party. Building a few layers up now. Got to be careful now because I don't want this one to get too strong. It's still quite far away. Is that further away? No, that one's actually... No, it looks like they're about the same, doesn't it? Looks like they're about the same distance. I'm going to miss the bottom of that a little bit. Let's see. Oh, it looks good. With a nice misty bottom. There we are. Lovely, lovely. Right, there's a load of trees in here. So I suppose I want to smash them in. Right. Let's get a... Shall I come back to a nice bright colour? Let's come back to a nice bright green. Yellow, blue, gives you green, and then you can mix in so it looks nice and dull. A bit of light red colour, but when I say a bit I mean a tiny bit. Light red's not quite as strong as Burnt Umber. What I'll do is pop these bits in here like this. Just gradually building this up. I'm negative painting around all these highlights, you see. Some bits in there around these bottom bushy bits, some bits in there, some bits in there. And then this, it's a nice colour, so I think again I'll just build up some layers in here, bring that same colour in. Don't forget, if I'm doing on that side, might as well do the same on this side, innit? Just building some colour up. There we are. I might pop a few plop a few rocks and stuff in there and all in a bit. There, nice. Nice, very nice. Right, I might even go in there with a smaller brush. Okay, is that some more coffee? That's my coffee done. It's gone. Right, probably need some dark. Let's get a small brush for this. Small brush time. I need some dark colours in here, I think. Where that, it's the water. There's always mud, so we'll whack a bit of mud in. Nice bit of mud. Just in there like that. There we are. Splodge it up. Yeah, let's have some of that creamy colour. Splodge it up with some of that creamy colour. Mix it all in, look. It's back there. Probably not hardly see it back there. There we are, nice mud colour. Lovely, jubbly. You ain't got mentals with it. Wash my brush out, soften it off. That's the mud. That mud's going to come all the way up like that. Nice muddy bits. There we are, plenty of mud in the bottom there. There, that's my muddy bits. Right, shall I use this? No, let's get a slightly bigger brush. Slightly bigger brush. Where we got? That one. I'm going to come in and get in some of these low lights in here, look, just to pick out some of these bushes like this. Look, else will be. We've got to pick them out, haven't we? Let's have them in there. Lots of bushes and stuff. Just to pick out where the low lights are, where the highlights are. Further back there, so less and less detail. Something about like that. Someone it's dripped in, looks nice. And in fact, could even, what's that now? Could even dab this into that low light colour. Probably a bit early for me low lights yet, but why not? And whap a few low lights into here. Bit early for them yet, perhaps. Some more lights in here. We do lights before darks normally, but we don't worry, do we? There, that's that. Now then, I need some water, don't I, really? Should we get a bit of water in? Let's get some water in. I'm thinking for me water. Well, I've got a civilian blue sky, even though you can hardly see it's that pale. So maybe it's some civilian blue water. But I'm thinking, because it's hitting all that mud and that, mucky it up a bit with a bit of Payne's Grey. Because this water's hitting all this mud and stuff. And just, oh, that's nice, that's it. Stick it in. There, like that, that'll do. It's hitting all that mud. So that'll do. And he dabs his brush back in. What's he doing? There, that's enough to suggest a little bit of water. It's quite light. And then again, you've got all your muck and your darks. Perhaps it won't be so light. Let's add some more muddy colours to suggest these bits and bobs just underneath. There, that's better. Because there's bits and bobs of rock and mud underneath there. So although my sky's really light, bits and bobs of muck under there. Because this stream, in my photo, I've added it in. Used my license, my artistic license to stick that in, Anna. Right, so what we got now? Let's have a look. We get in there now. We get in there. So I think, let's say a massive big dry. Stand back and have a look. From right back here. I'm just going to go across the room and have a look, see what I'm looking at. That's not looking bad, that. What I'm thinking now, I might get this brush, some damp water, and just soften out some of them edges. Is that going to work? No, it's not. Right, I'll have to dip into a bit of paint then. Just soften some of them edges out right up to the end there. So we get like a look like that. Look, that looks nice, doesn't it? There. And I can soften some of them blacks as well. I can soften some of them in if I want, in places. My aim is here is to make this look more realistic. There. So I'll just be splodging around to get a nice colour mixed. It's a dullish sort of green. Up into there, look. There. Not bad, is it? Actually, it's quite a bright green, but look, it's suiting it. And then I can soften some of these shadow colours in, you see. Look, make it look more realistic. See what I'm doing? Softening some of them in. It's going to give me, hopefully, more realistic look. Still leaving some of them original colours right underneath on my highlights, you see. Up into there, look. There. Back there. See how they're already starting to look more realistic? That's because as a genius. Not as much as a genius as my stepbrother Doofus, but not far off. Dee. Put a couple of different colours in. Vary it a bit. A bit there, look. Soften that bit off there, look. That looks a bit strange. Soften a bit in there, look. Why not? There. So it's starting to look a little bit more realistic. You don't have to go mentals with this technique. Just have a splodder around and enjoy yourself. Dee. I seem to have gone into half an hour, so I think what I might do is finish it tomorrow. It's not the most simplest of paintings, this one, so maybe as well just a bit dark in there, look. Come back in, finish it off tomorrow. Big hair there. Get that right, yeah, it's gone. There. What can you see that now? That's a lot more realistic. You can see their bushes now. And there's some bushes. This. That's further back now. Maybe I should put something in to throw that back a bit. I don't know. I think what I'll do, I'll leave it for now, because we've gone into half an hour. So that's like a little thing. I'm going to add some more to it. I'm going to build up a bit more, put a few rocks in, pop a few sheeps in. Jobs are good. So I'll see you when I next start painting on this beach. In it.